The key is to hear his voice. When the Most High is dealing with you, and you listen, and you learn to listen, and you learning to listen, and not violate your conscience, which you know, it gets to the point where you really, you got to get past the point where you don't think that you're crazy no more, and you just really be listening to voices, but you listen with discernment, and it might not necessarily be a voice. It might be perception, something inside of you that you just know that this is what is up, and then something, and it might be still and quiet, and then something real loud and noisy will be trying to take you in another direction. So after you bump your head enough times, you got to come to the place like, I'm going to follow the Lord. It says, while it is said today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, as in the provocation. So that provocation means irritation. So he calls the time when Israel came out of Egypt the irritation, because they irked the mess out of him. He was just like, I hate y'all. He says, but with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe not? So we see that they could not enter into his rest, they couldn't come into that place to worship the Lord. That's where we got to get to, where we get in that place to where we're truly worshiping the Lord, and we're not worshiping the other gods. We're not worshiping demons. Like, had an epiphany, like, kind of hit me. And it was like, when I said this out loud to myself, I was like, I am an immortal spiritual being trapped in time and space in a piece of meat. Like, we walking around in dying flesh. That's crazy. Because what's deep is, I don't feel old. Like, I don't feel no older than I did when I was a little kid. My body feels older because it's dying. But the way I think, the way I perceive, I got more experience, but I'm the same me that I was when I was like 3 years old. So this whole thing about what we eating, and we really got to understand that this flesh is an animal. It's a mammal. It's like a beast. This John is gross.
So what are you saying then? So basically what you're saying is, it don't matter what you eat. It's like basically how you think.
No.
Then what you saying?
I'm saying that it do matter what you eat, and you can't follow the impulses of a dead body. You can't live your life to fulfill the impulses of a dead body. I'm saying all that you are in this world, all that you thought you could have been, all that you thought you ever were or ever could be, is dead. You here for a moment, then you gone. So you have to find out how to fulfill the will of the Father, because you are an immortal being abiding, bound inside of a fleshly body, a decaying corpse that you carrying around with you. It's like really on some Night of the Living Dead stuff. And see, when you don't follow the Lord, you become hardened and you're a zombie. You're just walking around fulfilling the desires of your flesh and of your mind, and are by nature a child of wrath. The wrath of the Most High is abiding on you. It's just a matter of time before you just get cut down. It's deep. In the Apocalypse of Paul, all the people that died, however their body was, when they stand before the judgment seat of Christ, that's how they gonna be. They ain't gonna be looking all fresh. It's gonna be a whole bunch of zombie-looking people at the judgment seat of Christ. All the cancers, all the decay, all of the manifestations of demonic beings is going to be apparent. So I'm saying that we got to get the victory. We got to beat this dragon, this serpent that's abiding in this body. Yo, along with that rotted, decaying meat is the character of a fallen being that been on you since you was born. That's why you fast. That's why you don't eat things and give your flesh everything that satisfies it. That's why you don't be having sex all the time. Yo, the more sex you have, the more sex you want. And I'm not saying people that's married, yeah, I mean, but I'm saying you can't go out like a nut. Whatever we do got to be in the spirit. If you do that, it got to be in the spirit. It can't be at the impulse of no fallen being trying to exercise and get its rocks off through your body.
I was going to say something kind of interesting. Like, without water, like, there's pretty much no physical life. Like, that's, like, something that everyone knows at this point. But at the same time, you could die from water poisoning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something that's the basis of life can kill you. So, I mean, everything in moderation, you know what I mean? Even good stuff. I mean, well, you don't want to do bad stuff in moderation, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So let's go back to Jeremiah 7:18. It says, the children gather wood, the fathers kindle the fire, the women knead their dough to make cakes unto the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they might provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to confusion of their own faces? Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beast, upon trees of the field, and upon fruit of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, power of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh. For I speak not unto your fathers, nor commanded them. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. I ain't say nothing to them about that. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. Period. And I will be your power, and you shall be my people. He ain't change up. That's always been the plan. That y'all hear what I say and do it. Yeah, I don't want y'all going, okay, I slept with Charlie's woman. Here's a bull. Come here, little bull. Nah. Cut his throat. Take his blood here. I'm sorry, Lord. That's super corny. Super wicked. But the Most High dealt with us like that because that's where we came from. We came out of Egypt and we was whack. Right, says, but this one thing I command, obey me, and I will be God, and ye shall be my people, and walk in the ways that I have commanded you, that it might be well with you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imaginations of their evil hearts. That's in your evil mind. This is the thoughts that demons is telling you, the other gods. So we're not listening to the Lord, and if we're listening to the evil imagination in the sense of twisted, that is firm obstinacy, imagination, lust, and went backwards and not forwards. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, This is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction. That's the bottom line. It ain't changed. If we don't change, we getting jacked up. What's that correction? Properly chastisement, figuratively reproof, warning or instruction, also restraint. So all of the adversity that we go through now, while we going through these hard times, we got to make choices because the Most High is speaking to us in the midst of the fire. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Like we in the fire. That like you be like, you used to hear them stories and be like, wow, man, I wish I could have been in the fire and Christ would have been in the fire with me. That's what's really going down. Your behind is in the fire. And now you got to listen to the voice of the Lord in the fire. If you don't listen to the voice of the Lord, you're going to get burnt up. But thou shalt say unto them, This is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished, and is cut off from their mouth. And that's crazy too. Because when you really start going off and getting deceived, the truth stop coming out your mouth. You start talking like the world. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places. For the Lord hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord, and have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to pollute it. And they have built high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, the Jebusite god, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not. So see what's deep is, like, they was already doing stuff like this. So for the Most High to just tell them, like, look, don't be killing your sons and daughters, and just go get an animal. This is how you should do it. Go get an animal and go to the priest. Like, he set up all the parameters for them to still be doing the madness that they was doing, but doing in a way to where he could accept them and not kill them.